Grand Canyon National Park. So this is my third time in Grand Canyon National Park. The first time I went to the North Rim and then hiked down to the river and then back up to the South Rim in a day. I think 20 something miles going rim to rim. That was a really fun day. That was several years ago. And then last year, or the year before, I went on a relatively obscure trail down to the river, down to the Colorado River from the South Rim called the New Hants Trail. It's a rough, steep trail, but that was also really great. Any hiking in Grand Canyon is pretty awesome. Okay, I'm at Desert View, which is the farthest east viewpoint on the rim of the Grand Canyon within Grand Canyon National Park. I've never been this far east on the South Rim, so this should be interesting. Let's see if the watchtower over here is open. No, it doesn't look like the tower is open, but there's still rim views over here.
Yes. He's got some stuff in there.
I took this photo.
Stuff with
On flash.
he's from Wisconsin.
Nice views of the canyon, of course, but also lots of people. I might stop in one other viewpoint that I haven't been to, but otherwise I'm just gonna try to get to the spot that I'll be aiming for today. If you stop at any of the viewpoints, you just have to know that you're gonna be sharing them with other people. Just accept it and enjoy the view. That's the best way to enjoy the Grand Canyon. I'm pulling off on a little side road to Grand View Point. This is about halfway between that overlook where I was earlier and Grand Canyon Village. So I figured it was a good stopping point. So let's see what the view's like here. It's Grand View Point, living up to its name. It's easy to become a little bit jaded here because of how popular it is, but it's still awesome. This is a spectacular place. Holy cow, this is the entrance line to get into the national park. As you can see, I am leaving the national park because I'm going to be driving on some Forest Service roads before I get back into the national park. I've got quite a bit of driving on these Forest Service roads here to go. Maybe 10 or 20 miles. I haven't quite figured it out down to that level, but I have it marked on my phone where I want to go, and so I'll just try to get there. There's just a maze of dirt roads out here, and on the map you can't really tell which ones are good roads and which ones are just like 30-year-old tracks that you can't really drive. The place that I'm going is not frequently visited, if you couldn't tell. I'm trying to get as close to the national park boundary as possible. There are no roads that go into the national park from the national forest here, and so I'm trying to get close to the national park boundary, still in national forest land, park, and then hike into the national park. Okay, so the road is getting a bit too high clearance necessary for me. I'm basically maxing out my clearance here. And I think I'm gonna have to call it on this particular adventure. I might try to go a different route. Yeah, I just need to examine the map a little bit more. I was trying to get to a place called, I think it's called Jicarilla Point, something like that, where there's a natural arch right on the rim of the Grand Canyon, and there are petroglyphs. You know, both of those things are right in my wheelhouse. That's what I like. So let's hop back in the car and I'll look at the maps a bit more, and we'll figure this out one way or another. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. I've parked my car. I didn't want to keep beating it up on this road here, so I'm walking. I'm gonna follow this road for as long as I can. I wish I had a mountain bike so that I could just ride on these dirt roads that are too rough for my RAV4. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure how far away I am from where I want to go. I think I'm 2 or 3 miles, and there's no actual trail to the point that I want to go to, so I'm guessing it'll take me an hour and a half or 2 hours to get there, to walk there. This is a pretty remote area. I saw one other car. I saw a truck that was a Forest Service truck. That's all I've seen in the last like 15 miles of driving on dirt roads. Not many people go to the spot that I'm going to. I didn't know it existed until about a month ago. So should be fun. Alright, so this old road keeps going this way, but I'm cutting it off into the forest here. Alright, it's been about half an hour and I'm at the national park boundary fence. Gonna crawl under and keep going that way. Okay. There's a javelina over here. Or wild pig or peccary or whatever you want to call it. I thought it was a little bear at first. Those little pigs apparently are pretty fierce if they feel threatened. Getting close to the rim here. That is pretty awesome. No idea what this little side canyon is called, but I'm gonna head this way along the rim to get to the point over here, and then I will give more context as to why I'm here and what my plan is. But I just saw a really cool photo op, and so first I think I need to take advantage of that. I just looked through the pictures on my phone and you can't even really tell that I'm there. I'm too small and the colors that I'm wearing just blend in too much with the canyon. So I'm at the first of 2 things I wanted to see in this area, and it is a natural arch. The light is not great right now, but you can see the hole down here, and then this part. This is the top of the bridge. So this is walking across the top of the bridge. The camera's on the selfie stick, so don't freak out too much when I put you over the edge here. You can see the bridge here. Again, hard to photograph. But I promise there's a hole in there. You saw it before. So I'm standing on the bridge to try to get some good pictures. You can see my camera precariously, or my phone, precariously perched out there. So that arch was the first thing I wanted to see in this area. Now let me see if I can get to the second thing. First I'll get to the edge of this point here. So I'll go to the point and then talk about what I'm gonna try to find next. Oh, check out this cool agave that has shot up a stalk. That's huge. I'll go stand next to it so you can see the scale here. It's gotta be 10 feet tall. And here's what it looks like when that stalk hasn't shot up yet. Got these nice shark teeth on there. So I'm at Jicarilla Point, or whatever it's called, however you say it. And the view is really great. Let me give you the panorama here. Pretty awesome, huh? And as with most places on the rim of the canyon, you can't even see the Colorado River down there. Okay, so I came to this spot for two reasons. First, like I said, the bridge. Second, there's supposed to be some petroglyphs here, some Native American rock art. Apparently you have to drop down below the rim to get to the rocks, which makes sense because I'm looking around here and this is all limestone. This top chunk of rock here, this top step, this is all limestone. You don't get to sandstone until you're down here. This is all sandstone. And the rock art is in sandstone. So somehow I know I need to drop below this layer, this top layer. And I don't know how to do it. I found one website that mentions and has pictures of the rock art that's here. It doesn't say how to get there. It just says that it's at Jicarilla Point. So I'm going to spend some time scouting around. I mean, I obviously can't go down anywhere over here, but I'm hoping that maybe on the other side there's like a gully I can scramble down or something. We'll see. Actually, now that I think about it, there was a big old pile of rocks that I passed before I got to the bridge. Big old cairn, you know, 3 feet high. Maybe that was the spot where I needed to go down. Maybe there was like a ramp system to lead me down. That's interesting. I'll scout around in this immediate area, and then if I can't find anything, I'll have to go back to that other spot. Yeah, there's no way to get down in this immediate area at the point itself. So I'm just gonna sit down for a little bit, enjoy the view, have some food, and then I'll head back that way. Isn't it amazing that after all those cars I showed you that were waiting to get into the park, not to mention all the cars and people already in the park, isn't it amazing that you can come to a place like this and there's no one? Alright, goodbye Jicarilla Point or Jicarilla Point. Again, I don't remember how it was spelled, I just know it was something like that. Time to move on now. Let's see if we can find a path down to the down to the layer underneath this one. If not, still a great day. The bridge was neat and Grand Canyon is always beautiful, especially when you have it all to yourself. Like I do here. I haven't seen a single person out here other than that truck that I mentioned earlier. I haven't seen really any, I haven't seen any people or vehicles or anything. And there's no trail out here, so I don't recommend coming out this way if you aren't good with your navigation and going cross country and route finding. Not that you have to come to this exact point. I'm sure all the points are awesome and worth visiting, but this is the one I decided to come to today, and it's definitely worth it. Okay, so here's the big cairn. Let's see if I can figure out a way to get down here somewhere. The cairn was up here somewhere. I came down this way, and now I just need to go down here, and I'll be below that big limestone layer. I think I'm at the last little hurdle, just need to climb down this tree stump. Okay, I don't really know which way to go now that I'm below the layer. I guess I'll just go that way toward the point itself and see if I can find some rock art. Here's the arch from the bottom side. Okay, so this is not the right way to go. I was aiming for these cliffs down here, but between here and there, there's just 200-foot high cliffs. So I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm still quite a bit above the sandstone layers. I really just need to do more research on the rock art and try to figure out some more clues as to where it could be. So I'll hike back out now. I guess I'll see you back at my car in a couple of hours. So I found a campsite. It's tucked away in the trees. It's a nice little spot. It's on a little spur side road coming in from the main dirt road that's out there. No real views to speak of, but got a couple of nice big old trees here. I think these are some ponderosa pines. Got a fire ring, but just like last night, I'm not gonna build a fire. One kind of fun thing is that while I was on the road over here, driving down the road, I saw some paper fluttering on the ground, and I thought, what is that? So I pulled over and looked at it, and it's the National Geographic Grand Canyon North and South Rims map. Trails Illustrated map. I've got a couple of these. I've got one for Joshua Tree, and I've got one for the Uinta Mountains in California. I don't have a... Did I say California? I meant Utah. I don't have one for Grand Canyon, so I'll be poring over this evening and planning future adventures. But first, let me show you something. I have a bit of a problem here. I have a plastic piece of my car that likes to come off. In the past, I've used some heavy-duty zip ties to tie it back up so it doesn't hang down, so it isn't flapping down. So I'm going to do the same thing right now. Let me show you what I did here. I put one zip tie through these, just a loop around these two holes. Then I used a second zip tie to attach, going through this hole here to connect it to the loop I made from this tie. Anyway, this is the second time I've done this, and it worked pretty well last time. Worked for several months, so I'll give this a shot and see how long this one lasts for. I need to cut these off. I don't have any diagonal cutters or wire cutters or anything like that, so I'm just going to use this knife. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll remember that I found this knife in Death Valley. I keep finding stuff. I'm a very lucky person in general, and I always seem to find cool stuff. Okay, mission accomplished. No worse for the wear except for all this stuff on my shirt and pants. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that I'm only about 200 feet from the Grand Canyon National Park boundary. So I've been here at camp for a couple of hours now. I have these like cleaning wipes for cleaning the inside of your car. I use those to get just a ton of desert sand and fine powder off of the inside of my car. and then I had dinner, had some turkey bacon sandwiches, and I'm tired, so now I'm just sitting in my chair relaxing. And tomorrow I'm driving to Phoenix. I'm going to cover a lot of ground tomorrow. I'm not going to take the interstates. I'm going to go a little bit of a more roundabout way that I've never gone before. And one of the purposes of this trip was to, one of the things I wanted to do on this trip was to go to the dentist in Mexico. And I forgot my passport. I realized that like 3 or 4 days into my trip. And so I had my fiance send my passport to a friend in it's near Phoenix, so I'm gonna go to her house tomorrow and probably go have lunch or dinner with her and her family, and then grab my passport while I'm at it. So tomorrow's basically just gonna be a day of driving. Still have about an hour and a half of daylight left, but I don't want to film anymore. I want to just hang out and finish organizing and cleaning a little bit. Man, I can't wait to wash that car. It's so gross. Let me know what you thought about today's video. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.